Meghan Markle is the flea in the ointment who continues to ruin the increasingly rancid relationship between Prince Harry and the British royal family. King Charles and his close-knit clan no longer want anything to do with their renegade relative who ran away to an empty new life in America. They don't even talk to the distant Duke and never will, while the difficult Duchess carries on calling the shots, which, in that weird, one-sided marriage of theirs, she undoubtedly will. With Meghan looming large in the imperfect picture, the ostracised Sussex's pariah status can only get worse. And the major Markle problem means a transatlantic peace pact is utterly impossible. After the perceived malevolence of Meghan's baseless charges of royal racism and her alleged bullying of servants, Wills wants nothing more to do with her. If she's part of the rapprochement deal, he simply won't have it. And an important factor not to be ignored, the king's loyal subjects won't have it either. Who says so? Veteran editor of Majesty magazine, Ingrid Seward, who has been closer to the royals than any other journalist for more than 20 years. She told Fox News Digital that William is acutely aware of how the British people feel about the woman who caused his brothers-at-war ferocious feud with Harry. The flea in the ointment is very much Meghan, said Ingrid. She's disliked intensely by a large number of monarchists in this country. They see her as being very damaging to the royal family. And also, I think a lot of people in America feel the same. They don't like that Meghan dissed her husband's family and dissed her own family. It's just extraordinary to think that her children have not met their grandfather. Ingrid's right, isn't she? It really is bizarre that Mother Meg has kept her heartbroken dad from ever seeing Archie or Lilibet. Nor, by the way, has Thomas Markle Sr. met his son-in-law. The sheer outlandishness of this jarringly odd, protracted estrangement is off the scale. And it's all down to one thing: Meghan's ruthless removal from her carefully choreographed, glamorous life of the loving father who raised her and the down-to-earth people she grew up with, her half-brother Thomas Markle Jr. and half-sister Samantha. Meanwhile, the Duchess adopts her practised actress smile, puts on a dazzling display of unbridled joy and treats us on Instagram to her recipe for a single pot pasta dish made with homemade preserved lemons. Are you going to cook that? No, me neither. Nevertheless, all is apparently wonderfully well in the Duchess of Sussex's overpriced scam jam world. But is our oh-so-happy heroine looking through rosé-coloured spectacles? As those of us traumatised by the first stupefying series brace ourselves for the grim prospect of Season 2 of With Love, Meghan, what exactly is going on behind the gilded gates of the Sussex's spectacular palace in the sun? After Netflix reduced their $20 million a year contract to a first-look deal worth next to nothing, can their Montecito Majesties even afford the luxury lifestyle to which they've become accustomed? As Meghan hogs the limelight in a swirling mass of theatrical non-stop activity, her hapless husband cuts a forlorn figure, fretting about Sente Bale, the African charity he flounced out of amid devastating accusations of racism and white saviour colonialism that, although he strenuously denies them, haunt him night and day, desperately trying to re-establish contact with King Charles and William, only for them both to reject the very concept of healing the rift, with the spectre of Meghan still casting its destructive shadow. Safer for the Sovereign and the Prince of Wales, they believe, to keep Harry at arm's length because they just don't trust him not to reveal the secrets of supposedly private conversations. And while Charles and William's wife Kate wage their brave battles to beat cancer, the British royals have got far more important matters to worry about than the gaudy Sussex soap opera unfolding on the West Coast in all its tacky lack of glory, as Wills and Kate prepare to move into their 8-bedroom forever home on the King's Windsor estate. Questions are being asked as to whether Harry and Meghan, minus their Netflix income, can even pay the astronomical bills for the upkeep of their massive Montecito mansion. Cynics suggest that's the reason old Gingernuts wants to reopen the lines of communication with his fabulously wealthy father so that he can tap into the bank of Dad, who, exasperated by his younger son's insatiable quest for cash, once reportedly fumed, "I'm not an ATM machine." So there you have it, Harry. All in all, your regal old man is not merely a hole in the wall. Never mind, mate, the sun always shines in California. Enjoy. I mean, Samara, he's all over the place, isn't he?
Yeah, and it's very evident that he is. I mean, he's a very lost individual. I think he's totally deluded from the past couple of years. I feel like he doesn't think about them when he's thinking about the future, because even that story that came out a couple of weeks ago about him tentatively sharing diary dates with his brother and the king. Sorry, where's the apology, Harry? Before we can move forward, before you can get back into the fold and start asking for more money from your dad and from your family, you actually need to think about apologising first for what hell you put them through the last couple of years.
Yeah, wasn't that extraordinary that he claimed, or it was claimed, that he'd really laid out the red carpet for a rapprochement, for a peace deal, because he'd offered to share his diary with His Majesty the King, so there wouldn't be any more clashes. Tell you what, Harry, why don't you just check the King's diary and make sure you don't clash with him, because comparatively, mate, Ginger, you don't matter.
Yeah, completely. It's like how he didn't know that it was going to be Camilla's birthday, but somehow went to Africa and stole the limelight with his photo opportunity, basically recreating a Diana-esque photo shoot. It's like, come on, Harry, we can read through your little weird tattletales. Yeah. It's not going to happen. I don't think that it's just going to be like, oh, you know, you did write that book chronicling your entire childhood, but no problem, airing all our dirty laundry out to the public. No problem. Come back in. No worries, Harry.
Yeah, Ash, I mean, this idea, Harry sort of seems to think that somehow or other, you know, there's going to be harmony between him and his family again. And only this week it was revealed that on VJ Day, the 80th anniversary of peace with Japan, or us beating Japan, let's get that right, he quietly, apparently, laid a wreath paying tribute to Prince Philip, who, of course, fought in the Pacific during the war. This was accompanied by a typed message from Harry. And let me read it. It said, "For me, this anniversary carries an added layer of meaning. My late grandfather, Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, served in the Pacific campaign. He spoke with quiet humility about those years, but I know how deeply he respected all those who stood beside him in the theatre of war. Today, as I think of him, I think also of each of you, of the shared hardships, the bonds forged and the legacy you leave," and so on and so forth. As if somehow or other, you know, that Prince Philip felt so brilliantly about Harry before he died. Prince Philip was furious about the way he was treating the royal family. He was particularly furious about the way Harry treated his wife, the late great Queen, in the last year before her life. This idea that somehow or other Harry is still very important to the royal family, is still a great guy that they love dearly. I mean, who the hell does he think he's kidding?
Gingernuts is deluded, isn't he, if he thinks? I mean, what he says about Prince Philip is totally, you know, he should take a leaf. He says, "A seriously sharp wit who could hold the attention of any room due to his charm, which is the opposite of him. I mean, he lacks total self-awareness, and he always has, but now he's got a sort of nasty side because he's hanging out with Meghan too much. You know what I mean? And it's probably Meghan sent that wreath. He probably didn't know anything about it. You know what I mean?
But the idea of this, by the way, Samara, I'm not was this. That it was done quietly. Well, guess what? The press knew all about it the next day. So this is all part of Harry's campaign. He's got this idea in his mind that he can rehabilitate himself in the minds of the British public and of the royal family. Mate, you can't do what you did. You can't write that book. You can't give interviews to Oprah saying that your family are racists and then expect us to all forget about it. It's a disgrace that he thinks that.
I know, and it's all these subtle gestures, these empty platitudes that he sends over to the royal family. It's going to take a lot more than that, Harry, genuinely. I really don't understand this weird, misguided mission that he's definitely pulling over our eyes with his new PR agency that him and Meghan have brought on. Yeah. They think this is the way back in. They are so wrong.
It's very silly. Isn't it? They must have a low IQ and they think everyone else is as stupid as them. Do you know what I mean?
No, I think their IQ is so low that they're too stupid to realise that we've got their number. We can see all of this.
And they must
it is obvious to us. And as Ingrid Stewart so wisely pointed out, here's the flea in the ointment. There's going to be no peace deal, no peace pact, no rapprochement between the British royal family and Harry until Meghan, the perceived malevolent force behind this horrible feud, is out of the picture, and Harry's not going to let her out of the picture. Therefore, no peace deal. It goes as simple as that. Anyway, meanwhile, of course, oh my God, you have been warned. Fairly soon, we're going to have to endure another series of With Love, Meghan, the worst TV show ever made in television history. And as a teaser, something to us to get excited about, she's posted on Instagram her cooking a weird pasta dish made with preserved lemons. At the time, she's wearing £237,000 worth of jewellery. Take a look. Oh, there she is, getting a big swig of rosé. She loves a pint or two of rosé. Keeps flogging it for extraordinarily expensive prices. 3 bottles of rosé, yours for $110. Wow, what a bargain! Thanks, Meghan. Anyway, we thought we'd recreate that fabulous recipe. Of course, knife in hand. You know, With Love, Meghan is mostly Meghan going. Yeah. Just cutting loads and loads of things, vegetables, fruit, anything she can put a knife to. Anyway, so, right, I'll kick off. We've all got some of the... here I am.
All right.
Here you go.
All right, I'm cutting some lemon here.
We'll toss the salad.
You toss the salad. All right, here we go. I've got some cheese here. There you go. That's good. I've got a lovely pasta here. Put it in there.
You've got to cook it. What do you
mean cook it?
Still be better than
Don't say we've got to cook it. That's going to ruin the magic. We haven't got an oven here, Ash.
That's the secret, is not to cook it.
Look at my...
That scene reminded me of Goodfellas. You know when they're... Thank you very much. You got the Parmigiana.
Yeah, the Parmigiana. That's what she likes doing. She likes getting... Mind, this isn't going to work really. But she likes to go... In the end, she goes like... And then she likes to sort of build it into this... Anyway...
delicious.
Oh, yeah. By the way... Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot the olive oil. Here we go. Just a drizzle, not too much. There you go. what did she call
It's
that?
so mediocre, as you said.
Well, yeah,
Kev.
well, we
It's
don't-
like, this is what, if you have nothing left in the fridge, you probably throw that together. I mean, this isn't some sort of like culinary experience.
The Italian music made it look a bit better, didn't it? If it wouldn't have had that
Yeah, but
on,
it was
I mean,
like some cheesy, crappy Italian music.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. That was a very bad dish to eat, very bad food, which brings us nicely to a bad ad.
Have you ever seen a beautiful, well-dressed woman dancing and getting down on the dance floor? Amazing, isn't it? Excuse me, miss. Where did you get this fabulous outfit from?
Well,
They always say they got it from Divine Rags at Wolf Chase Mall. Beautiful women. I'm fascinated always. I'm fascinated more by a well-dressed woman. Do you shop at Divine Rags? Maybe you too might fascinate me.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Divine
I mean,
rags.
do you think that's maybe slightly sexist?
No, I quite
no,
I
it's
like
not.
it.
No,
Yeah,
it works for Samara.
Against the man,
It works
mate,
for
yeah.
Samara. Thousands and thousands and thousands of mostly young men, undocumented men, foreigners, coming across the English Channel and for some strange reason, they break into our country illegally and they're just allowed in, and we put them in 4-star hotels. We give them free accommodation. We give them free food, free doctors, free dentists.
That's the reason.
Free lawyers. That's probably why they carry on coming over. So that's what we do here. They sort of used to do under old useless Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe. They sort of used to do the same kind of thing in America. Certainly, they had a pretty porous policy when it came to their southern border. They let millions of South Americans come into America, no questions asked, basically. Well, this was a crisis. Donald Trump said, I'll tell you what, we're going to stop them. We won't let them come in anymore. And we're over here, our politicians go, oh, yeah, well, good luck with that. It's not that easy, you know. It's not that easy. Turns out it is. And Donald's got loads of innovative ideas that are making it even worse for migrants. Take a look at this.
Remember that a nation without borders is no nation at all. And we're so thankful that we have a president that understands that and understands that a secure border is important to our country's future. Now, if you look at the structure that's behind me, it's tall, which makes it very, very difficult to climb, almost impossible. It also goes deep into the ground, which would make it very difficult, if not impossible, to dig under. And today, we are also going to be painting it black. That is specifically at the request of the president, who understands that in the hot temperatures down here, when something is painted black, it gets even warmer, and it will make it even harder for people to climb.
A tribute there to Mick Jagger and his smash hit, Paint It Black. But yeah, so that board, I know it very well. That is basically, you know, across Southern California, Texas, and so on and so forth. Build the wall, build the wall.
That's how you got into the States.
Yeah, exactly right, exactly right. That was before they painted it black.
Exactly.
It's very hot down there. You paint it black, and that wall will become impossibly hot.
Yeah.
So another way that Donald Trump is stopping people coming in. But basically, he's just put a load of security border guards down there and just stopped them. And it's come down to nothing. I mean, under Biden, millions were coming over every year. Now, no one. So we here in little old Britain and our pathetic government, this Keir Starmer idiot and that gang, they go, oh, it's a lot more complicated than you realise. Donald Trump proving it is not that difficult, right, Samara?
No, it's not. And we can even see that I was watching this fantastic interview with JD Vance on Fox News this week, where he goes, we've actually just cleaned up Washington in 9 days. They've gotten crime down by 46%. And he said it's clear that it's a political decision to have crime on the streets because you can clean it up straight away.
It's also a political, absolutely, Samara. also, Ash, it's a political decision
Yeah.
whether or not you close your borders.
Yeah.
America has got, they've got a president with resolve.
Yeah.
They used to have a president without resolve who just let them come in and say, oh, let's be kind, these poor people, they're fleeing war and torture. Yeah, right. Now they've got a president saying, well, I'll tell you what, we're not going to let them in. You can't just, as the Security Secretary there, Kristi Noem, was saying, a country without borders is essentially not a country. Our lot here, they go, oh, it's so complicated, it's so complicated.
Really not.
Shut the bloody borders. Shut
simple.
it down. It's not that difficult. Donald's done it. Why can't we do it?
Well, like you say, they just say it's difficult. But all you need is, one of the oldest inventions is called a wall, isn't it? And, they always say we can't do it. And we Australia sorted it out by just saying you're not going to get in. And the reason they're coming in is because they get 4 or 5-star hotels. They get paid for it. They get
50 quid a week, free doctors, free lawyers, free
Stuff we'd never
dentists,
get.
free everything.
We pay for it and we'd never get it.
By the way, folks, if you're around the world, listen to this. We also in this country have something called the Asylum Seeker Support Scheme. And over the past 5 years, British taxpayers have funded this scheme. This is for free gifts for these people who break into our country illegally, and we give them things like trips to the zoos, trips to sports,
Trampoline lessons.
Trampoline lessons, free driving tests, free driving lessons, jiu-jitsu lessons, kayak lessons, and so on and so forth. It is absolutely barking mad, utterly insane. How much have we spent in this country on the Asylum Seeker Support Scheme over the past 5 years? £6.6 billion. This, folks, is insanity. Now, earlier in the week, in fact, I had on my show the great Peter Blexley, a former Met Police detective here in London, and we were talking about the new statistics that reveal just how badly our migrant crisis here in Britain is spinning out of control. It turns out over the past year, these are new figures just released now, 110,000 migrants have broken into the country and applied for asylum. And then we put them in 4-star hotels and all that. 110,000. That is a world record. The biggest amount before that was 103,000 back in 2002. We're in big trouble, folks. Here's Peter Blexley reacting to this shock news.
We are seeing such disproportionate growth of these communities in our towns, in our cities, and why the very fabric, the nature and the look of Britain is changing. And it's part of the reason why people are so angry when these migrants get parachuted into their communities.
Well, Peter, as always, right on the money there. Exactly right. I can't stress this enough to our viewers watching in Australia who brilliantly sorted out their migrant crisis, and in America who have sorted out their migrant crisis. Neither of those countries ever indulged in the madness that we indulge in. That they come here, they break into our country illegally, and there's nothing we can't do for them. How much money would you like? Here's a free accommodation, 4-star hotel, of course, free food. You don't have to pay for your own food. Oh, yes, dentists, doctors,
iPhone
lawyers.
or Samsung, sir?
Yeah, free. We give them free cell phones, free mobile phones, free video consoles, and so on and so forth. Because there's all these idiots in this country. They've got to be kind. They're fleeing war and torture. No, they're not. They come from France, where last time I looked, there isn't much war and torture. Am I right, Samara?
You're completely right, and so is Blexley. I mean, the thing is, the egg is very hard to sort of unscramble here. I mean, I feel like a couple of us must have seen that interview where outside the Bell Hotel, which is obviously that's a whole other topic, but that's been a very historic ruling for us this week. He was pleading with ITV cameramen, saying, "Please, please, we're not all rapists. Can you put?" No, he was like a child who's had his lollies taken away from him at the tuck shop. You already broke the law, mate, I don't think you're going to get a second chance here. And I'm sorry, but once those privileges are then given to them, they feel like they're entitled to them. There was this sense
And they
of
will be. Most of them
entitlement.
will get a lifetime of. A lot of them will be not have a job for the whole of their lives. They'll be looked after. And another thing, you can multiply it 100,000. Some of them can bring up to 20 relatives once they get in. I mean, and that's just on top of our other legal migration, which isn't really.
It's not fair to them.
No.
It's not even fair to them to pacify them with the state and just say, yeah, please, everything you want. It's not fair to anyone. And the British taxpayer is obviously the one.
And I should explain to our viewers around the world, in Australia, America, Canada, and elsewhere, this mad scheme, madness of this, where we let these people break into our country. We don't know anything about them. 70% of them, 70% of them are young men. The fashion is to say of military age, of working age. Here's the deal, of sexually active age, because an alarming number of them go on to either be convicted of or charged with sex crimes, sex offences. So we allow them all in. Then we put them in these hotels, 4-star hotels. The local communities are not told about this. There's been a historic ruling in the courts here in Britain this week that actually the government isn't allowed to do this. So now we've got this real crime. We've got 32,000 asylum seekers around the country locked into or living in these hotels. They've got to be kicked out now, and the government doesn't know what to do. We have a spiralling scandal, a crisis that is out of control. You would not, around the world, you would not believe the shambles and the chaos of what is going on in this country, because we have a government that won't stop, will do nothing to stop these undocumented foreigners taking their chances, getting onto these small boats, crossing the channel, it's only 21 miles, and just arriving here and saying, give us everything. We go, yeah, you can have everything. Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely deranged. It is off the scale, mad. Now, let's move on now, after that diatribe, to this week's small moment. It's no small moment at all. It's a massive moment. It's Volodymyr Zelensky. You remember the White House talks, the peace talks, Donald Trump summoning Volodymyr Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, and indeed 7 European leaders who scurried across the Atlantic to be put in a buffet room, locked in, told, we'll call for you when we need you. Donald and Zelensky sitting down. The big deal, of course, being the last time Zelensky arrived at the White House, he wore his sort of trademark basic black tracksuit thing. And both Trump and J.D. Vance said, well, you don't even show us the respect of putting on a suit. Well, he allegedly, everyone went, yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, he put on a suit this time. Donald Trump, yes, great. Well, look, here's a few suits. Here's a suit. Here's a suit. Here's a suit. This is not a suit. This is some sort of kid's outfit pretending to be a suit. Why can't he wear a proper suit? It's great that he made the effort. No, he's always a weird little sort of black safari suit with a black touch.
Isn't that from Action Man, the G.I. Joe dolls?
Yeah.
One of them,
that's not a suit. Donald's wearing a suit. Well, Donald's wearing a suit and a tie. Why can't he do that, Samara?
Well, I'm glad Donald's whipped him into line just a little bit.
Well, not really.
He was basically showing up in a tracksuit outfit last time. And it's hilarious. I mean, I'll quote Donald Trump myself. Zelensky's the best salesman ever because every time he shows up to my country, he leaves with another 100 million of my money, or my country's money. I feel like he was so comfortable last time, and this time he's at least trying to show that he's half a man. But no, just put a suit on. It's not that hard, Zelensky. Bloody hell.
It was just a joke. I mean, if you hear from Europe, Keir Starmer, our ludicrous Prime Minister, and all those other little no-marks, those, kind of idiots from Europe, 7 of them, they fly across the Atlantic to take a very important part in these talks. They're basically locked in a room while Trump, Zelensky and Vance deal with the business of the day. Then they have a press conference in the Oval Office, and only then does Donald say to Keir Starmer, Macron, Merz and all those EU losers, all right then, what have you got to say? We all want peace, we all want peace. Yeah, great. By the way, I'm sorry to be depressing and pessimistic, but you heard it here. Maybe not first, maybe last, but you heard it here. There's going to be no peace deal. There's going to be no peace deal. It's been a great show. Donald Trump is to be absolutely applauded and commended for the efforts he's made. He brought Putin to Alaska. He's caused these peace talks in the White House. But the elephant in the room is Putin wasn't in the White House. Putin will swing a wrecking ball through these peace talks. Guaranteed. It ain't going to happen, folks. I'm really sorry, but sometimes some of us have to be realistic. Forget about it. That war continues. Let's go to a bad ad.
Over 100 million Americans keep guns in their homes for protection. The Second Amendment to the Constitution guarantees all Americans the right to keep and bear arms, but these arms must be accessible. The patented backup gun rack keeps your shotgun at your bedside and is easily hidden by blankets and sheets. The patented backup device slides easily between your mattress and box spring and mounts your shotgun flush at your bedside, enabling access to your shotgun while in the lying position in your bed. For only $39.95, you can own the backup to make your guns accessible to you when you need them, yet hidden and out of the way when you don't. For only $39.95, you'll get the valuable time that may be needed to adequately protect you and your home. It's the smartest money you'll spend in your life.
Well, there you go, Ash, $39.95. I mean, where do you keep your gun at the moment?
Well, I wouldn't mind that, but I think I'd blow my legs off in the morning. You know what I mean? Is the gun included for the $39.95?
No, it's the rack where you put the gun.
Yeah. Well, we'll probably need that here anyway. But, I mean, it's a bit dangerous. When I get up in the morning, I like to sit on the side of my bed and just sort of contemplate. You know, you could set it up, couldn't you?
Do you know what I love about America?
Blow your kneecaps.
Do you know what I love about America?
The right to bear arms.
The right to bear arms.
Yeah.
You know what I hate about Britain? We haven't got the right to bear arms. Do you know what the right to bear arms is about? It's about the supremacy of the individual over the state. In the end, you sort your own house out. You are in charge of your own destiny and not the state. That's what's great about the right to bear arms. You carry on, America.
It's like what they say, the state should be scared of the people, not the other way around. And that's what's happening here.
Exactly right. The right to bear arms.
What do you think about local councils around Britain pulling down the English flag?
We are sick of this idea that we're supposed to be ashamed of our flags. And they've been putting them up, hanging them on lampposts, hundreds of them, actually thousands now, all over the country, on lampposts everywhere. You wake up in the morning, they're everywhere. Fantastic. Patriotism, that's what we like. Local councils, you know, like, kind of city town halls or all of that around the country, they see these flags, which are, you know, if you like, you know, I guess local ordinances. You're not supposed to hang flags on lampposts, but hey-ho. They go, right, we're going to get them down. And so the council's been going out like lightning and pulling them all down. Pulling them all down. As if they're some sort of horrific aberration, some vile spectacle that no one wants to see. So you've got all of these local administrations saying no flags. The people saying we're putting them up. So they pull them down. As fast as they pull them down, people put them up again. Here's the deal, Samara. My colleague Mike Graham on Talk here in Britain, he revealed today he had a call from someone saying that he went out to try and buy himself a Union Jack and a St George's Cross flag because he wanted to fly it in his own backyard, his garden, as we say here in Britain. And he couldn't get one. And the guy at the flag shop, or the shop, said, you can't get a flag for love nor money now. They're selling 50,000 a day.
Nature is healing.
This is the people saying to these unpatriotic losers, traitors who run our councils. The government's the same. We've had enough of this. we're going to put our flag up. It's brilliant, isn't it?
It is brilliant. I mean, I wish the police had that haste when the Palestinian flags were all up all over England. I mean, I didn't see a single police car rushing to bring one of them down for all that they represent. So, yeah, it's just really this double standard. But it is a sort of chink of light in what's going on in this dark country at the moment. It's nice to see a bit of patriotism, and it's nice to see the diminishing of the self-hatred that this country's been telling itself, I think, for the past, I would say, decade. And it's now just, I feel like, as I said before, nature is healing. That's what I feel about it.
They've stimulated our own patriotism.
Yeah.
I mean, these councils are all strapped for cash. Some are bankrupt, but they find the time to be able to go out immediately and take these flags down. It's their priority to commit treason.
And
with our money.
Let's get this straight, folks. This is what's happening, right? In these areas, actually, it's all over the country now. These flags are being put up overnight, and the local councils, the local authorities are coming around ripping them down. And guess what their excuse is? They're a risk to life. They're a danger.
Health and safety.
Motorists driving by will go, oh, there's a flag. Oh, no. Anyway, while they pull down the Union Jack and the St George's Cross flag, they leave flying all over these boroughs, these local areas, the Palestinian flag. So it turns out that while the Union Jack and the St George's Cross is lethal, a risk to life and dangerous, the Palestinian flag is perfectly okay. Absolutely crazy, folks. Let's go to a bad ad.
For over 100 years, we've been scrunching and folding toilet paper. Finally, there's a better way. Comfort Wipe, the sanitary paper extension arm and holder. The first improvement to toilet paper as we know it since the 1880s. It extends your reach a full 18 inches while it follows the contours of your body and comfortably cleans. It's as easy to use as a shower brush. Just pop on the toilet tissue and when through, just press the release button and the tissue drops right into the toilet.
Think about it. Toilet paper is really archaic and disgusting. The Comfort Wipe is a modern solution.
That's right. Never touch another dirty toilet tissue.
Being a big guy certainly has its advantages and its disadvantages. This is a great product.
So we've been dealing with toilet paper since the 1880s. What the hell was going on before that? That's what I want to know. Never really took off, that product, did it? I can't imagine why. And what's that woman? She's going, who needs somebody to help you with these issues, eh? Eh? I'm not necessarily the most capable man, but I've never needed any. Go through some of your messages that you've been kind enough to send us, for thousands of them every week. Really do appreciate it. Right, well, let's get going. First of all, you, Samara.
Purple Dot says, great show as always. How Flash Ash does look very dapper. Or how does Flash Ash look very dapper? Kev, still awesome and mad as hell. Samara is a beauty with her smile. Keep up the good stuff.
Mad as hell. Actually, Ash is looking particularly flash this week. I love your tie.
Do you like, it's what you made me, didn't you? The Flash Ash.
No, that was my idea, folks. I said, let's put it this way. He's never been known for his sartorial elegance.
How dare you.
And I said, let's make him Flash Ash. I think it's good. I think I've
I've
revolutionised your image.
No, you have, man.
You're looking good, man. What do you got for us?
This is from Lorraine Morgan. I love your show, Kev. It gives me a laugh. Also, watch and love Kinsey's show. I am from Western Australia.
Western Australia.
Wow.
Kinsey, me. Good to talk to you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Carry on doing so. Samara.
David the First says, Netflix are only keeping Sparkles on the hook for her upcoming divorce documentary. Ooh.
Hang on, say that again.
He calls them the Sparkles, but the Markles.
Yeah.
Basically saying they're keeping them.
Oh, Netflix, yeah. I think that's an interesting point. That Netflix want to stick in with Meghan because when the divorce happens, finally, she'll make a TV show that anybody might vaguely want to watch, as opposed to With Love, Meghan, which, as has been proved, hardly anyone wants to watch. Next up, Ash.
From Paula, this is, Kev, you are so funny. Thanks for the laugh. Meghan Markle wants me to cry, vomit and run away as fast as possible. I mean, would you do that at the same time?
I think you would. I think you could manage it. It's good that you think I'm funny, but I'm guessing you think not in a good way. Samara.
Veronica said, Kevin is a bit too vulgar. He should balance. he should balance the use of the F word with some wittier dialogue.
Well, I stopped using. I used to use the F word on this show, but a long time ago, and we all decided that it was time I stopped being so profane and revolting and started appealing to a wider family audience. So it's not really fair to say I use the F word. So I've stopped. So sorry I ever did. Well, actually, I'm not sorry I ever did. Kind of wish I still could. But you got to bear in mind, kids might watch this and you can say everything you want to say without using the F word. So those days are over, but point taken. Next up.
This is quite a short and sweet one. Michelle Anders says, Kevin, you are a most attractive woman.
Oh, yeah, that's my Meghan Markle.
Well, you do.
Well, actually. I keep saying that. I mean, oddly,
It is very weird. You're very fanciable when you wear that.
I know. I fancy myself. I always make this point. Nobody loves me more than me.
It's gorgeous.
But I've never been sexually attracted to myself until I dressed up as Meghan. Which might say more about Meghan. Actually, I'm not sexually attracted to Meghan at all. There's something very sexless about her. But I am sexually attracted to myself. There you go. We're going to move on, Samara.
P. Sweeney, 1000 says, Kevin, what a fox. Who knew? Yeah, people are really...
Maybe it should be like that all the time.
Yeah, I know. It's actually, do you know what? I'm going to just start doing. I mean, the trans thing. I might as well get involved. I'm going to climb aboard. I identify as a Meghan woman.
You can't be
about that. Let's try that. Go on, Ash, what you got?
Well, this is sort of what you were saying earlier. Kevin, you need help. This is from Rob Newell. Kevin, you need help with your Meghan obsession. You claim to hate her, but talk constantly about her. Me thinks you like her more than you let on.
I like her for reasons of journalism. Look, I don't like her from what I know of her. I don't really like either of them very much, her or Harry. But I'm a journalist, so Samara, so is Ash. We know that millions of people are fascinated by them, and as such, so am I. So that's why we do the story, not because we like them.
It's because we dislike them.
Yeah, almost. Yeah. But I think you're almost right, Ash. But it is something to do with the fact that they're sort of car crash compelling. You might not like them, but you're drawn to them. People are fascinated by them, and that's why we cover their story. Samara.
Flamingo Hot Properties doesn't think that. She or he said, I will cancel my Netflix contract if they do a show with Meghan. I guess his contract with Netflix, which is, I guess...
Well, Flamingo Hot Property, I think it's all over between you and Netflix, though, because there's another series of Without Meghan just coming up, and also there's going to be a Christmas special called Holiday Celebrations, where they celebrate the wonder of coming together, her and Harry coming together with their family.
Yeah.
Except neither of them are talking to their families. No. She's sent her family to Siberia, won't talk to Thomas Markle Sr., her father, Thomas Markle Jr., her brother, or Samantha Markle, her sister. Ruthlessly cut them out of her world. I think because she thinks she's an aristocrat and they're not. Meghan, you're not an aristocrat, you're an American. We've got your number. And nothing wrong with being an American, but don't pretend you're an aristocrat. You have to be British to be that. And also, of course, Harry, he would love to get back in with his family. The trouble is, none of them will talk to him. And do you know why? Because he's a little creep. Got another one there, Ash?
Yeah, this is from Susan Hills. It would be great if the Markle family turned up at Christmas at Monty Shit Show with a film crew. That's what it says here.
Well, we don't encourage that kind of thing.
We do not encourage that type of thing.
However, that would be a good TV show. I've said this before.
Yeah.
Well, I think we said this before. You should make this thing about this full script. Oh, it's so happy at Christmas, all our family. Your families aren't there. This will be unwatchable, but it wouldn't be unwatchable if Thomas the two Thomases and Samantha turned up. Now that I'd tune into. Got another one, Samara?
I think you should spend Christmas with them and we'll film it and make a special.
Yeah,
They'd be very happy. They love you.
Me, Thomas Markle Jr.,
Yeah.
Thomas Markle Sr., maybe Samantha as well,
Yeah.
knocking on the door of one and saying, come on, you want to have me Christmas? Let us in. You want a family Christmas? Yeah, that'd be... Actually, we got a smash hit there. What do you think, folks? Got another one, Ash?
Yeah, this is from R2D2 LA. I love this show. I watch it from Texas. And thank you for explaining a lot of things so that we can understand, because in Texas they don't, maybe don't understand things or something.
They understand.
Well, he says
Texas
here you have to...
state.
Yeah.
Texas is a great state.
It used to
great
be,
people.
Yeah.
But I think as to a lot of Americans, some of Britain, our weird ways over here can be confusing to Americans. If you feel that way in the States, if you're American and you feel confused by the madness of Britain, don't worry, we do too, and we have to live it. This is a crazy country, and we got such a lot of crazy crap going on right now. And frankly, as I said earlier, we're really worried about freedom of expression, freedom of speech, our basic freedoms that you in America have come to feel entitled to, quite rightly, that we always felt entitled to. And we have a government that's taking it away from us, and we don't like it. So don't worry if you're confused by the insanity, the deranged madness of Great Britain, because we live here and we are too. You got one more, Samara?
Yes, I do. Hey, Kevin, I love your show. You always make me laugh. Thank you for that. Oh, that's sweet. That's from Nurse Pam.
Nurse Pam. Well, if we need any medical help, Nurse Pam, you'll be the first one we call. Have we got one more?
Yes.
Linda says, Kevin, bois, ha, ha. Your skit as Markle was genius. Thanks for the belly laugh. I am Sussex now. I am Sussex now. I am Sussex now. Thank you. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, well, that's because the way I ended it.
Okay.
It was because she kept saying, "It's so funny. You keep saying, calling me Meghan Markle. I'm Sussex now.
Sussex.
I'm Meghan Sussex now." Actually, that never took off, did it? She's giving that up. She's giving it up. Call me Meghan Sussex. The whole world, no. Meghan Markle, and you're not an aristocrat, and we don't consider you to be a royal. All right, Meghan, got that. Thank you very much. Let's go to a bad ad.
Bending over to put your shoes on is a back-breaking chore. One wrong step, you could end up on the floor. And trying to get them off can hurt even more. Well, now there's Shoe-Dini, the world's first shoe horn that lets you get your shoes on and off with ease. Shoe-Dini has a telescoping handle that gives you the reach you need, so you can slip your shoes on without bending over. And unlike regular shoe horns, Shoe-Dini has a patented grip clip that holds your shoe in place while you take it off. Just slide it in and slip them off. Shoe-Dini works with all your shoes.
Well, there's two people I'm worried about in that advert, and one is the person who's having such trouble getting his shoes on. It's not that difficult. But the main person I'm worried about is the one, the narrator. What's wrong with him? Shoe-Dini, got a shoes on. That is a real problem, but I'm going to get some Shoe-Dinis because everyone needs them. And on that Shoe-Dini bombshell, big thanks to Flash Ash Gould in his fantastic...